Is it currently 2 in the morning? Yes. Did I just get home from a Christmas party shift at Disney? Yes, I did. Am I eating a piece of cake from Gideon's Bakehouse? Which, if you're ever in the Orlando area, go to Gideon's Bakehouse or you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Yes. That was a side note. In case you were wondering, it's chocolate mint is the flavor we've gone with today. Is this video practically 4 months late? Also, yes. I'm aware that my channel is dead. I peaked in quarantine. We're back to real life now. Sis has a job. Y'all have a life. I get it. So, I normally do these every month, where I review all the movies and shows that I watch, and then I rank them on my yearly tier list. However, life has happened, so welcome to Fall Recap. I'm going to be reviewing everything I watched in August, September, and October today. So we have like a tri-month recap, if you will. Okay, I'm gonna speed through a couple things first off the bat, so this video isn't a billion years long. I'm gonna go through a couple things that I just wanted to like express that I watched, that are not gonna be going on my tier list for X amount of rules that I've stated in the past that I've made up myself and my brain for this tier list to be satisfying to me. I watched Ryan Murphy and Jason Blum's Pray Away documentary on Netflix about conversion therapy. Very interesting. I watched Katie's season of The Bachelorette. I'm watching Michelle's season of The Bachelorette. I watched Bachelor in Paradise. I finished American Horror Stories, which when I did my last recap, there was only one episode left, which was the Murder House video game episode. I hated every second of it. I thought it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And I know I said we were doing speed round, but I feel like if I'm commenting on the ending of American Horror Story, I should move it to its proper place, which literally moved it to here probably. I listened to the Secret History audiobook narrated by Donna Tartt. Audible needs to sponsor me because I preach how great Audible is to literally anybody who will listen. That audiobook is my comfort thing that exists. I listen to it to go to bed. I listen to it in the car. I love it so much. Y'all know The Goldfinch is my favorite book, but The Secret History has slowly become my comfort book. Take that as you will. Chloe had me watch Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, which is a YouTube cartoon series. I thought it was swell. I rewatched Coraline in theaters for the anniversary. I don't know what year anniversary it was. Brought back a lot of trauma. I have a video on my second channel watching Coraline, if that interests you. Rewatch I'm Not Okay With This. I don't need to give you an explanation as to why. I rewatched Sex Education Season 2 in preparation for Season 3, which we will get to. Watch We Need to Talk About Kevin again. One of the best movies of the decade. I watched Billie Eilish's Disney Plus concert special thing. I feel like I should be ranking this because I ranked her documentary, but that I also feel like her documentary was like different, and so that I can't rank this. It was great. It was a little concert. I loved her like orchestral version of Billy Bossa Nova and like the full chorus version of Goldwing, all the little animes. Oh, I can't wait to talk about my favorite albums of the year, guys, when we get to our like yearly recap. Y'all, you aren't ready. And without further ado, let's get into the things that I'm actually going to review and that we're going to put in my little tier ranking list. So, August, James Gunn's Suicide Squad came out. So if you go like way back on my channel, I'm sure you can find some like Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, Batman related content. That was literally my entire existence when I was like 15. Like I was very hyper fixated on like Batman. I was very into the Suicide Squad comics. The New 52 comics. Very excited for the Suicide Squad movie. As a result, heart was shattered into a million pieces. It was like the worst thing I've ever seen. At the time, I was in denial, like I was with Stranger Things Season 3. Like that was the mindset I was in. I was like, no, it's good. It's good. It wasn't good. It's not good. So I'm not like invested in DC anymore. This cake is so good. The way that I was back in the day. That being said, this Suicide Squad movie was better than the original one, obviously. I don't like James Gunn. I don't think he's funny. I hate when, like, men think they're funny. I did like how the movie, like, very much had the vibe of the Suicide Squad comics, like, in, like, the way that they handled, like, the gore and the humor. I think it was very reminiscent of the comics, and I like that. I always love seeing Margot as Harley. I really like her Harley. I liked a lot of the visual effects. I thought a lot of the visual effects were really fun. The whole third act was, like, ridiculous, but I feel like that's very on brand for Suicide Squad. Overall, like, kind of a forgettable movie, but, like, 15-year-old me would have been thriving, and for that I must commemorate it. What, like, that's the thing, I'm like, was it better than New Mutants? Like, yes, but did I enjoy New Mutants more? Kinda. Was that just because I got to stare at Anya Taylor-Joy for, like, up to 2 hours? Probably. But that's swaying my opinion nonetheless. Okay. I went to go see Old, which is the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. I just, like, randomly went on a whim one day to, like, a matinee. M. Night Shyamalan is an enigma. Split and The Sixth Sense are two of my favorite films, just, like, ever. Like, Split is definitely in, like, my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Once again, am I being swayed by Anya Taylor-Joy? Probably. But I feel like that's an irrelevant piece of information. I love the man, right? I think he's done great work. I know for a fact that I could write a better script for this movie, not just in general, but in, like, less than 2 hours. I am convinced that this man has never heard a human being speak. I'm convinced that this man has never had a conversation with a human being. Because this was the most jarring, awkward movie I have ever seen in my life. The concept is fantastic, but he didn't even come up with it. It was based off a graphic novel that it was apparently significantly better than this movie. Do I think the little third act twist is fun? Absolutely. Do I think it's kind of clever? Absolutely. Does it make the movie good? Absolutely not. All these characters were weird. I literally don't even know it. It was so bad, but, like, I somehow still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the living fuck out of it, even though it was objectively, like, terrible. Like, I feel like I would still put it in C. Is that embarrassing? Like, I feel like I would still put it, like, here, bro. Here, I'll move Halston up just so it's, like, a little less embarrassing. Like, yeah. Like, but, like, it's not good. I can't believe how late I am. This feels like a millennia ago that I read this book. I read Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This was, like, on the tail end of my, like, Young Royals hype, and so everyone's like, if you like Young Royals, read Red, White, and Royal Blue. If you like Red, White, and Royal Blue, watch Young Royals. Yes. Yes. It is, yes. Yes. It's, okay, it's basically, hear me out, here's the pitch, okay? Son of the first female president of the United States, Prince of England, forbidden romance, enemies to fake friends, to friends with benefits to lovers. It's fantastic. I will literally take 0 Red, White, and Royal Blue slander. It gave me everything I wanted. I think it's glorious. It got announced recently that they're making an Amazon Prime movie. I will be there front row. I will be there opening night. Don't get it twisted. Okay, me and my friend Gina watched, on a whim, House of a Thousand Corpses, because it was just this, you know, famous Rob Zombie horror movie neither of us had seen. There was a Horror Nights house of it. This was during Horror Nights season that we watched it. We were reminiscing on old Horror Nights houses. We had both been through this house and had not seen the movie, so we were like, let's watch it. I hate when men think they're funny. Like, was I supposed to like this movie? Like, was I supposed to? Why? It was very much giving, like, Ryan Murphy. But, like, not. Like, I don't know how to elaborate on that. Okay. American Horror Story double feature. I have not seen the second half still. I watched the Red Tide half because it's double feature, so it's like two separate stories. As far as I'm concerned, they're connected. I watched the full first half. I have not started the second half. It was so promising. Like the first episode of Red Tide, I was like, this is sick. Like I was so into it. I thought the setting was great. I was like, this is a really unique setting that we haven't seen in American Horror Story yet. I liked the setup of the family. I thought that Finn Wittrock and Lily Rabe had really good chemistry. Like I thought they were believable. I was sort of invested in their vibe. I was like, okay, cool. We have these creepy creatures. But then like very quickly I was like, okay, like Ryan, someone needs to take away your pen. Like someone needs to take away the pen. First of all, Hotel is better than this. Like we've done vampires before. It wasn't that good. Like Hotel is like not good, but it was better than this. Little fucking Vicky from It Chapter 2 was in this. I wanted to drop kick her every time she was on screen. The ending was so stupid. Oh my god. Evan Peter, they were great. They were all, I really liked them. I also liked Macaulay Culkin. Sarah Paulson never misses, obviously. I will never slander Orion. Just know, if I'm slandering a Ryan Murphy work, never does that include Sarah Paulson. Oh my god, it was just bad, man. It was, I don't know like where this would rank in like my seasons ranking. Like I don't think I hate it as much as 1984, but I think I hate it more than Roanoke. I feel like I need to give Roanoke a rewatch. Do I have it in me to do that? Do I have the mental capacity for that? Probably not. Mentally or physically. Right now, this is like really, this is like bad. She's bad. Like it was bad. Like it was bad. It was bad. Let's put it where it is. Okay. I watched 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu. This was based on a Liane Moriarty book. Liane Moriarty wrote Big Little Lies. I read that book. I love that book. The Big Little Lies television show is one of my favorite miniseries ever made. I think it is the first season I think is perfect. I think it's structurally flawless in every regard. I can watch it. It is one of those things where I can truly just like watch it over and over again, and like I will just be enthralled every time. Like it's captivating. It's incredible. So I was like, Liane Moriarty story, another TV show starring Nicole Kidman. I'm here. I'm in it. I thought, once again, pilot was very good, very promising. This is one of the stupidest shows I've ever seen in my life. I literally didn't finish it. And if y'all know me, if you've watched these videos for a long time, you know I can't not finish a show. Like once I've like committed, especially if it's short, like once I've committed, like I have to finish it. Like it just drives me nuts. I never finished the show. I never finished the last episode. I got to the last episode. I couldn't finish it. The characters, insufferable. The story, no sense. They really put Nicole Kidman and Manny Jacinto in a show together, and then I didn't want to watch it. Like, your writing, like the story and like the writing was like that bad to me that I couldn't even get through like 40 minutes of Nicole Kidman and Manny Jacinto. That's powerful stuff. Like that's really hard for me to like opt out of them. They did no wrong. Nicole Kidman has never disappointed me once in my life. Like Nicole Kidman is one of those people, I would say, along with like Sarah Paulson, Winona Ryder, McKenna Grace, have never not met the bar once. Like have never disappointed me. Have never let me down. Never let me down. So Nicole Kidman, this does not include you, sweetie. You were doing the most with nothing. I'm sure the book is good because like I'm sure Liane would not let me down like that, but like I just don't know how I was supposed to feel. It was giving very much The Undoing meets Little Fires Everywhere, but like take away everything that made this good and interesting. I think it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put it like there, which is like, I guess kind of high. Okay, my friend Gina made me watch this movie on Shudder called Scare Me. That was I'm pretty sure it was a Shudder original. It was quite good. It was these two like writers that were like stuck in a cabin during a storm and were telling each other scary stories. It was very like creep energy, which is one of my favorite horror movies. Like it's not found footage, but the vibe was very similar to Creep. And so I really enjoyed that. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun, and Gina made a really good note that she said it would be a great stage play, and I agree. I would love to see this turn into a stage play. I hadn't heard of it before she had me watch it, but yeah, I think it was quite good. Here's me passing along the memo that if you have Shudder, I would recommend it. Ooh, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it like here. We talk about some Ryan Murphy misses. Let's talk about a Ryan Murphy win. American Crime Story impeachment. American Crime Story, as we know, Ryan Murphy's best work. I don't know what like little gremlin like hops out of his brain when he's like working on American Crime Story, because like it's always just top tier quality content. Like all the ridiculousness that just lives permanently in Ryan Murphy's brain leaves our clear vision when we're doing American Crime Story, which is just always lovely to see. American Crime Story Versace, I've said it a billion times, Ryan Murphy's best work. One of my favorite miniseries, flawless. Truly flawless, structurally flawless. So American Crime Story Impeachment was the third season of American Crime Story. We've been waiting for this since like 2017, I think is when Versace came out. It's been a long time coming. They announced a long time ago that it was going to be about the Bill Clinton impeachment, so that is finally what we got. It is about the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton affair trial. Very interesting. This happened in like the late 90s, and I knew a little bit about it. Me and my friend Emma, we watched this every week together over Zoom. I feel like she knew like a little bit more, and she knew a bit more about this case than I did. But like, as I always do with these shows, I always end up like reading more about them. I thought it was really interesting. I think I was definitely like the least invested in this case out of the 3 seasons. Like Versace is definitely my favorite, and then I love the OJ season. But it was so good. Like I thought the casting was ridiculous. Just hand Beanie Feldstein the Emmy. Hand her the Emmy. Don't even worry about picking nominees. Just hand it to her. It's hers. Sarah Paulson as Linda Tripp. Transformative. Clive Owen as Bill Clinton. Uncanny. I hate men. If you hate men, go check out Impeachment. Oh, so fun. So, like, that's just how powerful American Crime Story is. Like, I think this is, like, my least, because I think this is my least favorite of the 3, but I'm still gonna put it in A, because it was just so good. It was so good. Bro, it was so good. Ooh, I'll put it here. That's quite high, but I'm gonna put it there. We can all rest. My favorite show has returned. Sex Education returned for a 3rd season. This is my favorite current long-running show. Shameless was my favorite before it ended. We know about that. We've been there. We've discussed. I need to put this cake away. It's so seamless. Like, I feel like all 3 seasons just feel like the same show. They blend so effortlessly. The show is so intelligent. All the characters are so fleshed out and so unique. And I just love that it's like they're all like stereotypes, but then just completely flip the archetype and are just all so interesting. And I loved it. Like, I love this season as much as I love the other 2 seasons, because it really does feel like one show. Adam Groff has my heart. If you had told me in season 1 that Adam Groff would be my favorite character, I would have laughed. But he really said Steve fucking Harrington, and I think we deserve that. Ooh, this is hard. Ooh. Another pick from Gina. We watched Malignant, which was James Wan's new horror movie. This was the wackiest thing I've ever seen. And I still can't decide if I loved it or hated it. That's not true. I definitely didn't hate it. I just can't decide if I loved it. Like, I don't think I loved it, but I also definitely did not like it. But also maybe I did, because it was, like, ridiculous and goofy. But, like, Andy Bean was in it, and McKenna Grace, and, like, the cinematography was so fun, and I just thought the third act was the goofiest thing I've ever seen, but in, like, the best way. No, I'll give it, like, a B. I'll put it at, like, the bottom of B. It was just, like, it was definitely worth the watch. Alright. Discounting Young Royals, obviously, because Young Royals is locked in for my top spot of the year. Midnight Mass is the best show of 2021. Let's just make that clear. Like, aside from all my personal bias for Young Royals and how I think it's just the best thing to grace mankind, objectively, Midnight Mass is the show of 2021. She did the damn thing. Mike Flanagan did the damn thing. Mike Flanagan always does the damn thing. But if you had told me that I would like this show, like, almost as much as I love Hill House, like, bro, I never would have believed you. The show was so fucking good. So this was a little mini-series. Mike Flanagan, director, writer of Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, Doctor Sleep, Hush, etc. A genius. Released this little mini-series on Netflix called Midnight Mass. It's about this little small beach island town. They're very small, very tight-knit, very religious, okay? So, like, it's a very tight-knit church community. Their Monsignor goes on, like, an extended little vacay, and they get this new priest, named Pruitt, who, like, comes in and, like, to fill in for the Monsignor, and spooky stuff starts happening. I don't want to tell y'all what kind of show this is, because I just feel like it's, like, such a fun reveal once you, like, find out what this show is, and I don't want to deprive that. I have a video. It was either the last video I uploaded or it was a couple videos ago, depending on how I'm doing my next couple things. My lovely pal Gina recorded my reactions to the last 2 episodes. So if you just want a bunch of Midnight Mass reactions out of context, or you've seen the show and you know what happened in those episodes, enough. But is it better than WandaVision? We're gonna leave it there for now. It might move. You season 3. Okay, so I hated You season 1. I loved You Season 2. You Season 2 was in last year's recap. It was pretty high up, if I remember correctly. I think it was so fun. Season 3 was still better than Season 1. Absolutely detest Season 1. I just hate Joe so much. I hate that man so much. Like, so much. And I love Victoria Pedretti's character. I just think she's so much more interesting than Joe. Like, is this just coming from a yay women perspective? I really don't think so. I really just think he's insufferable and she's amazing. And I feel like I can justify all of her actions, and I can't justify any of his. Side note though, I feel like the writers it's getting more and more obvious that they're just, like, fans of Dexter. And, like, it's becoming a bit much. Speaking of which, I have not started Dexter New Blood. I will try to do that tomorrow. I'll get back to y'all on that in November. Very excited. I'm a Dexter fan. So coming from the perspective of a Dexter fan, it's very obvious that the writers of You are also Dexter fans. And I was, like, here for it when it was, like, campy, and, like, now it's too much. I will not be watching season 4. I aggressively don't care with, like, how season 3 let off. Did I have fun with season 3? Absolutely. Was it fun? Absolutely. Because it was. Was it good? No. Victoria. My boyfriend had me watch this movie with him around Halloween, because this is, like, his go-to Halloween movie, and I had never seen it, and I love Dan Stevens. So we watched The Guest starring Dan Stevens. It was, like, this early 2000s sort of, like, spooky Halloween-esque movie. Like, he definitely thinks it's a lot better than I thought it was. So if he's watching this video, hi. I think this movie's like a C. I'm so sorry if that breaks your heart. I very much enjoyed watching it. I think it had some good moments. Dan Stevens is one of the most beautiful people I've ever laid eyes on, so that automatically adds, like, a whole tier to my score. I think it was, like, okay. Like, I don't know if I would watch it again. Like, I think a lot of it was, like, kind of, well, I don't know. I feel like I would watch, yeah, like, I feel like I would watch it at Halloween. Like, I just feel like a lot of it was really cheesy and, like, predictable. But, like, it was also kind of fun. Kind of fun, kind of fresh. Yeah, I'll put it, yeah. Yeah. We as a society need to realize that this musical was never good in the first place. Stop booing. It's true. I'm right. Stop booing. Stop. I'm right. It's true. You're in denial. This story is bad. It's always been bad. So, of course, it was going to be bad as a movie, because it's a bad story that's really morally problematic and does not give, and is written from, like, people who don't understand mental health. Ben Platt is a dumbass. And I really used to love him. His attitude with this movie, oh, the little nepotism baby. Oh, poor nepotism baby. They said, it's him or nothing. I'll take nothing for $500. I pirated this movie. Okay, well, y'all thought I was gonna pay for this movie. No. They cut good for you. I'm not paying for that movie. I'm not paying to watch ghoulish little Ben Platt. No. Never again. Well, no. Sincerely me. Does the soundtrack go hard? Sure. It's still a bad story. Like, it's giving, okay, like how, like, Love, Simon was, like, gay media for straight people. Dear Evan Hansen, it's, like, mental illness media for people who, like, don't have a mental illness. Listen, we're gonna put it in D for Dear Evan Hansen. I had fun watching it because of how bad it was. So for that, I'm not gonna put it in F, because I feel like the stuff in F I just, like, hated watching as well as it being bad. But yeah, it'll go right here. Okay, I can't believe I actually got through that as fast as I did. We need to keep up that kind of momentum. I do have a lot of fun stuff to talk about in November, because I've already been to the movie theater, like, 4 times. So I've been seeing a lot of new releases. So that'll be fun to discuss. Anyway, yeah. If you like this, comment, like, and subscribe, press the notification bell. I have no form of uploading schedule, clearly. Links in the description for my merch, my website, my social media, social justice links, all sorts of important things, way less important things. This has been a really great dinner. Thanks for coming over.